If there is or are any holes with this new format, what's being said by the drivers, by the fans, by you?
Yeah. The big thing with changes in NASCAR, we usually don't see the holes in it until we get to the racetrack, and I think that's going to be the same here. But one thing that in the back of my mind is as we get closer to the chase, or maybe even during the championship, you're going to see teammates who maybe don't have anything to lose. They're either too far out, they're not going to make the chase, or they're not in the championship battle, or vice versa. They're going to maybe back out, give teammates positions. I'm sure you'll see a little stuff like that, which is something you're never going to get rid of. And I don't have much of a problem with that, just helping your teammates out. The problem I would have with like that spin gate issue we had in 2013, deliberately causing cautions and things like that. So hopefully we don't have anything like that. I think NASCAR really slammed Michael Waltrip Racing when that happened a few years ago, and you probably won't see that again. But I'm sure you'll see some messing around with teammates, giving a position here, a position there.
NASCAR has made several format changes in recent years. This isn't the first one. How do you feel like this affects the integrity of the sport?
Yeah, that's a big question because most championships, especially stick and ball sports, you're not going to see the championship format change year to year. It stays the same in some cases almost forever. But NASCAR, they've had several changes since the year 2004. And I think, like we said earlier, a lot of fans look at it and they try to delegitimize this champion, saying, well, with this old format, he would have only won this many championships, and this guy would have been the champion. And you're never going to hear the end of that. There's always going to be people saying that. And I think it does actually affect the integrity of the championship when you change so frequently, because people are going to be, okay, so which championship format is the valid one? And I think NASCAR, hopefully with this format, they keep with it. They stay consistent. I'm sure there'll be minor tweaks along the way. There always is. But I hope they don't completely overhaul it. That's why I was relieved to see that the chase format, which is no longer called the chase, by the way, it's called the playoffs. I'm happy to see that they didn't really change that. That's really staying intact. It's just the points and the race format around it that's changing.
All right. Well, until we see it actually applied in real races, then we'll probably have a bunch more questions for you, Nick. But thanks for getting us ready here for the new look here in 2017. And yeah, we'll see how this thing all plays out, because it's. Do you like it?
I was hesitant because I like the natural flow of races. I like letting them play out naturally. But after looking at this, I could see this work. It's maybe a little bit of a gimmick. I'd call it that, but I think it could work for NASCAR.
A gimmick, you mean to bring more casual fans to watching the sport?
Yeah, because when you turn on the TV, maybe you're not a NASCAR fan, you turn on the TV, and usually if you turn on the middle of the race, it's going to be not much action. People are just, setting themselves up for the finish. Now it's going to be knockdown, drag out, like the racing at the end of the race. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard it before. There are some people who say, well, I'll only watch the end of a NASCAR race. And there's a reason for that. And NASCAR is trying to create more of those moments. So I think it could attract more casual fans.
Is this also going to apply to trucks and all the other levels of NASCAR, or just the Monster Energy Series?
All three national divisions, Xfinity, Truck, and Cup. So the truck guys at Daytona, they're going to be the first ones to test this out.
Okay. You still call it Cup. Can we still call it Cup then? I know we're getting used to this new name.
Monster Energy Cup is what we're calling it.
That's a mouthful. I mean, what do you think about that name?
It's quite interesting. There was a lot of discussion around it, and a big problem between Monster Energy and NASCAR was that they already have they already used the name Cup in Supercross, so they were trying to think of, okay, how can we make this different so it's not the identical name to that? So it is a mouthful, but in the meantime, you could say Monster Energy NASCAR Cup, or you could just say Cup Series, which is probably what a lot of people are going to keep saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave that to you. You're our authority, Nick. All right. Well, once we see this applied, then we'll have I'm sure a whole set of questions there to ask you to see,
I'm
see if
interested.
it's working. But
Sure.
yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Hey, Nick, thanks as always, buddy.
Thanks for having me on.